Welcome back to the channel. Another episode of Who Should You Choose, the video series where I go through the prior videos, questions, and comments and help you with your Hut lineup decisions. Thank you to everyone who tuned into the Let's Go Hockey show last night for Amazon on Twitch, the pregame to the Monday night's Prime game. So it was awesome to see so many regulars and people from my community in the chat during that. Had a lot of time talking hockey and setting up for the Monday Night Prime game, which the Leafs were able to win. I am doing them every Monday for the next 2 weeks as well in December, so hopefully it goes well and we can keep it going. Today, let's get into the comments and questions for today's episode. We'll start first with Mercer. Says, "Hi, Sleeves, great YouTube channel. My go-to for info. Thank you. Begin rant. The Canucks Flash Challenge was BS yesterday. Horrible chore with timing and number of objectives. I got home from work and errands, hopped on, saw the challenge, went and bought Elias Pettersson from the auction house, and proceeded with the grind for the 85 Susie. I had 4 objectives left, then it ended 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Was on for over 2 hours trying to finish and get the free card. Biggest waste of time. The devs should have considered the time 24 to 48 hours. Not sure when this event went live. And rant, thanks for everything you do, keeping up with us updated with everything NHL Hot." I got to be honest with you. I too I am so confused about the execution of the Flash challenges, which appears to be the content team's newest idea. I love the overall idea of it. Here is a random card at a random time that you can earn, and it was untradeable, not BND, so you were actually able to trade it in. My major issue is that why is it only 4 hours? And if it is only 4 hours, why is it during the middle of the day? 3 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time, especially when you consider that it was a Vancouver Canuck. That's a West Coast team, and anyone that is a fan of the Vancouver Canucks, that means it was noon to 4 p.m., which is legitimately the only people available during a weekday to be able to actually partake in that was people that work from home, the unemployed, and maybe college kids. Like, we're talking like high schoolers are still in school. You know, a lot of the community, in my opinion, I think is a little bit older. And if you're going to do it only 4 hours, make it 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. On top of that, it was like midnight for players that were in Europe too. So I think this is just a horrible execution. There's no mention on Twitter or Facebook or anywhere that people, consume or get the news for NHL. I just simply don't understand it. I'll tweet it out whenever I see it. When these Flash challenges pop up. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, the link is down below. But that being said, I just don't really understand that. I voiced my opinion on that. If anything, it should just be a day. Maybe tie it into the daily objectives. Like on random days, it's like, bam. Oh, we didn't notice it. Carson Soucy is an 85 for completing the daily challenges. Like, I just, I don't understand that. I do love the idea of it. I think that's awesome. It's just horrible execution. I don't understand why they wouldn't just have someone that is running EA Sports NHL Twitter to be like, hey, Flash Challenge available. It takes like 2 seconds. It's just so silly to me. So silly to me. Next up, what would be cool and make squad battles more exciting is if they are online at the time you refresh. There should be a green dot so you can send a request to play online for more points. Like, I had to work the afternoon shift and I missed the Canucks Flash Challenge. They should be 24 hours. You can't play the way you want, and that's what they marketed us to. I agree with that. That'd be so interesting. So if in squad battles there was like a green dot, someone's online, and you sent them a friend request, that would be kind of cool. I don't know how many people would take advantage of it or how many people are actually online, but that would be kind of cool. Hey, Sleeves, love the content. What do you think of Flash objectives? It seems like they don't actually want people to complete them. Also, thanks for your recommendation to make Marchment for fantasy. Yeah, again, I just wanted to kind of highlight how many people had an issue with this. I'm hoping that people maybe, if the content team watches this and whatnot, like I said, I think that it's a great idea. I just simply don't understand the timing. I really don't, especially because it was untradeable too. Like an 85 overall player that you're not going to put in your lineup, it's untradeable. Like that has 30, 40,000 coins in value. Even more later on when 85s are used for sets. Like just really don't understand it. Hey, Slaves, love the content. Makes the game makes the game for me. I need your recommendation. I have Team of the Week players and 20 collectibles to make the Robitaille, but I know that the new Team of the Week players are dropping on Wednesday with new overalls of 84 and 87. Should I just be grinding for and keep the Team of the Week players / collectibles as fodder for Team of the Year at this point, or just trade them in to get the 86? Well, Robitaille is a very good player, but there are a lot of good left-handed wingers, especially at the high end. I think McKinnon was probably worth it. Understand that the star of the month appears to use these cards, right? So the idea is, again, it's not communicated by EA, but just based on how this trade-ins and everything works, you make the Team of the Week cards this week or this month, and then you're able to turn them in for the Team of the Month cards, right? I would probably just hold on to your collectibles, I think, because it looks like the cost isn't changing. So to make an 84, it costs the same as making an 83. It was 10 collectibles, right? So you might as well just wait, especially if you have Team of the Year in mind. Let's go back to the classic Who Should You Choose? Cover athlete Sakic or protect the net Jordan Stahl. I don't have anyone besides Brendan Moore with higher faceoffs. We'll be making Barkov next week. Go Cats. So this is essentially my third line center. Thanks, Sleeves. You sound fantastic on this Monday Night Hockey preview. Congratulations on that. I appreciate it, man. I'd probably just keep cover athlete Sakic. He's kind of nasty, just a very good card. So, or you could trade Sakic in if you were looking to make a cover athlete at 85. No, I wouldn't do that. I did the math on guaranteed value. Oh, this is a good one, guys. A lot of people were asking, what do you do with XP collectibles? I want to highlight this. So, Patrick, thank you so much for going in and out and actually doing the value. So, I did the math on guaranteed value per XP collectible. As of the market value of cards on December 2nd, the order I found was this, which is very interesting. So again, as someone who likes to be completely risk adverse in Ultimate Team, so I'm always someone that doesn't want to gamble. I would rather just take the guaranteed value, and I think that's what you have to look at. You assume that you're not going to pull anything because 9 times out of 10 you won't. And here is what he found. Again, very interesting considering the whole view of the community. The premium was the most valuable trade-in set, guaranteed coin value per XP collectible. The premium was 2,000 coins per collectible. The 77 and above was 1833. The grand pack was 1833. The legendary was 1683. The prime was 1625. The 80 plus was 1550. The superior was 1542. The elite was 1090. And the 82 was 1,000 coins per collectible. So, again, I don't know how he figured it out. I'm assuming he just went in and looked at the auction house price and then all of that. So the most valuable that everyone is going after is the 82 plus. So just something to keep in mind. I don't think this is something to just follow blindly, but I know a lot of people are just wondering. In my opinion, I think you should still hold on to all your collectibles. There's no event out right now that you need to just crazy dump all of your collection into. So I would just hold. And eventually there's going to be something that really clear in a way becomes the best in terms of value. But again, it's interesting when you break it down in terms of market value that the 82 plus was the worst. Obviously, that's all subject to change as the market fluctuates, but at least it's a good general idea on the value of those packs. Again, thank you for doing all of that. I love that kind of stuff. Jarnett says, hey, Slaves, do you think it's reasonable to spend my collection to replace OEL and Seth Jones as fantasy cards? They are both on my third pairing, and I feel like they are the only weak spot on my team, and I don't see them upgrading too soon. I was thinking of making the 86 Quinn Hughes or that Owen Power. I could also make Luke Hughes for cheaper because I accidentally picked his 84, and I don't know how good his 86 is since I don't even use his 84 anymore. Ooh, interesting. I don't know if I would make the ultimate Luke Hughes. I don't know if I would do that. In terms of cost, Owen Power is cheaper than the 86 Hughes, but the 86 Hughes is a very, very good option. I'd probably go with Owen Power because you could kind of make him for free. So I don't know. I think that's, I think that's interesting. I'd probably go with that. And you could just, again, do your chores and then make him. I'd probably go that route. Hey, Slaves, I have Makar, Morrow, and Montour on my right-hand D-man. Should I go for Brock Faber? No, unless you're trading in Makar. So, I don't know about that. Hey, Slaves, I tried commenting on your last video, but it's probably too long. Guys, I just kind of, again, during my morning streams, if you ever have a question and you immediately want to answer, just come hop in my stream anytime. I'll answer it live, like while I'm streaming. Doesn't need to be in a question format, anything like that. So always just feel free. I stream 10 a.m. to about noon Eastern time when I record this, and we do the NHL recap. We watch all the highlights from the prior night, and then I go live about 2 p.m. again, all the way up until the content hour, and we look at all the content and do the video then too as well. So if I don't get to your question, there's so many guys that comment. I just try and skim through, and I sort by the most liked. So if you see a comment you like and you want to know the answer to, just give that a like as well. So, I have 6 out of 12 modern icons, and I'm debating between making Sundin or Niedermeyer. Who would you go with? I would go with Sundin. Again, I think that as they upgrade, Sundin will just be more valuable. I have Barkov and Crosby as my center already. And I have Jabo as left defense, thinking of making 86 Quinn. Any concerns with either Sundin or Niedermeyer getting upgrades? They're random. You're never going to be able to guarantee when they upgrade. That's the issue. Your centers are pretty stacked, though. But I guess having Crosby as your 3C is a major advantage. I have no personal preference between the two. Just want to get the most of my power by contrast. I still think it's probably Sundin. Hey, Slaves, I'm about to trade in Makar and Stamkos. Should I make Quinn or Jack? I feel like Jack may be better, but Quinn has those free elite edges. What do you think? Always keep it the great work. Forwards, I know that at the beginning of the year, I was big on like defensemen matter more than forwards this year because of the D2D one-timers, and I still agree with that, but there's so many good defenseman options, and forwards have kind of just had a lack of unbelievable lead options. I would probably make Jack just because I think that he'd be a little bit more impactful because any defenseman can just huck one in from the point. Hey, Slaves, EA did it again last night. There was a Neil Pionk set and a Jets pack in the store. It was for 6 or 8 hours long. They should have better comms. 1000% agree. I said that to them immediately in the chat. I don't understand how this is a thing. Like, just have the Twitter guy post. It's just so nuts to me. Hey, Slaves, I've completely stopped playing Wildcard. The rewards are just not worth the grind and has been able to play myself to some more online play. I'm fine that I can get much better cards by building them or getting the rewards from the XP path, as I have 87 Jack from XP, and I'm going after Hedman next. Hopefully at some time they will change the wildcard format, but for myself, it's just not worth the grind for no rewards that are actually going to even make my team. That's interesting. I gotta be honest with you. I think that in terms of time input for guaranteed rewards, wildcard is by far the best. Like, you could complete... I don't want to speak for everyone. If you play online, okay, you could play and complete it. Even if you lost every game, it'd take you like 3-4 hours at most. And the stuff that you get in there is worth that. So, again, if you're not enjoying it, don't play it 100%. But I think that it is worth it. If you're looking for, like, someone to just kind of be like, yo, is it worth it? I would. My boy Charlie Coyle has really proven people wrong. Thank you for all your help and the grind you put in for us. Been watching for up to 5 years now, and you never bore me. I appreciate that, dude. Charlie Coyle was one of the, not super exciting. I think I had him in the A tier. I hope I did. But now he's getting to be usable. He's having a pretty good little stretch here, and that's important. Because, Charlie Coyle owners are up big. Fantasy went through, like, a dry spell of, like, no one scoring, and now everyone is scoring, so. Some of my favorite, Ratsy says, some of my favorite Madden moments were in a mode called Mutt Squads, where it was 3v3, using one person's offense, one player's defense, and one player's playbooks. Do something similar in Hut would be amazing. A 2v2 mode using one player's offense, one player's defense. 100% agree. I think that just bringing over the ability to play 6v6 would be massive. I don't think the tech is there, but, collections versus exchanges from Brainstorm. Just curious why NHL Hut encourages you to exchange cards instead of collecting and actually building an inventory. Like MLB The Show, where you collect cards, and even though they are locked, you can no longer sell them. You're still able to use them. A good example would be for all of these team missions for the weekly challenges. It's hard to make a team that you are constantly exchanging cards only to never be able to use them again. 1000%. If you want a blanket way, anytime that you trade in a card, I don't care what overall it is, make it account bound at the very minimum. You know, I think that that is something that EA does as a whole. They use cards as currency. It's been something that I've talked about for years now, especially in Hut. I wish it was more about a collection, right? I really wish it was a collection, but they use it as a currency. So it becomes less about the player on the card and more about the overall, and I hate that. So to add on to the Hut Champs thing at the end, you could have guaranteed 83 pack for certain wins, and 7 wins is like a guaranteed 84, 85, whatever event card, etc. Then 10 wins is the chase card, 486 or 87 Madano. Then top 100 gets whatever the higher Madano card is. Yeah, like again, I think that the best way, in my opinion, the simplest way is just every win gets you one collectible. Very simple. And then you have packs and other things that can be turned in via collectibles, which would get you past 2 years ago. We had the 11 wins, LOL. You would get to 11 wins because getting 13 wins wouldn't really give you anything more. It was just an extra pack that no one cared about, I think, or something. I don't remember what it was, but it was 11 wins. Last year, they kind of fixed that. It was just get the most because they gave you collectibles based on that, right? They kind of fixed it. 2 steps back again. You know, we're right back to once I get to 10 wins, why do I keep trying? I'm just getting an extra pack, and it's like that pack's not guaranteed anything. So it's like, I don't understand that. They keep doing this. I just wish they would go back to that collectible format. Slaves, I have Makar, Stamkos, and Forsberg. Should I trade them in for Luke or Quinn? Don't have a lot to remake Makar, though. It depends where Stamkos and Forsberg are in your lineup. If they're in your bottom 2 lines, then yes, I think Jack is going to hold his value for a very long time. That free zone ability, even if he plays in your 3rd or 4th line, having someone hop over the boards where you make it snappy, which is not a great ability this year, it is still a decent one, and you get it for free. I just think that would be a good value for you. So, hey Slaves, love the content. Just wondering, what do you think of the new Shesterkin card? Pure theme team card. Like he's good in terms of attributes, but he's 6'1", so it's just unfortunate in that case. They really need to fix the way you earn free MSPs every event and actually make it play the way you want, like advertised. Free MSPs should be obtained through objectives that can be completed in any mode and are somewhat easy to complete. With all the chores you have to do between moments, objectives, and wildcard to get a free MSP, I'm finding hardly any time for rivals, much less making a champs run. If they combined last year's content structure with this year's gameplay, it'd be the ultimate HUD experience. I love being able to easily build the power-up icons I wanted, and those power-up icons actually upgrading, unlike this year's power-up icons. 100% agree. I've said this as well. The content team has been under fire since the launch of this game, and even for the majority of last year as well. I think that if we had the content team from NHL 22 or NHL 20 to 22, let's say, even 23, we would have, with the tech now available, in terms of how they can actually release content, we would have the best Hockey Ultimate team that we've had. But unfortunately, I am not in charge of who is in what department. So there is that. That's going to do it for this episode of Who Should You Choose? Again, thank you for everyone that watches and comments. I really appreciate it. And again, for everyone that tuned into the Amazon Let's Go Hockey show last night, be sure again to tune into the live streams. Again, twitch.tv/12. The link is down below. And if you want to support me, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you get a free Twitch sub. Means you get no ads. You get all of the emotes. You get a special badge in my chat. So it is a way to also support the channel. Thank you guys again. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.